In this video, I play through a double elimination bracket hosted by GazerBeam2K. Watch as I battle my way to the top through a field of deadly opponents in an unknown meta where the top 5 decks are all banned. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you want to see more stuff like this. Enjoy. Last week, I entered GazerBeam2K's Stream Team Tournament Qualifier with the hopes of winning, or at least making top 8 so that I could represent him in the Stream Team Tournament, an event put on by some late-night Pokemon streamers giving away 150 Darkness Ablaze pack codes. 150, that's like one Crobat V, so obviously I knew I had to enter and destroy the competition to show off my PTCGO skills. Now, this tournament had a ban list. ADP, Dragapult VMAX, Zacian V, Resource Management Oranguru, Blacephalon, and Pikachu and Zekrom GX were all banned. The choice to play, then, for this tournament, for me at least, was obvious. Magcargo GX is the most overpowered sleeper deck of this Rebel Clash format. This adorable lava snail can hit for 350 damage for only 6 energy, which is enough to knock out every single Pokemon in the format. Getting 6 energy onto a Magcargo isn't as hard as it may seem, since Magcargo's ability accelerates energy onto itself in addition to Welder. Most fire decks suffer if they don't find Welder, but with this deck, the baby Magcargo can guarantee a Welder, or a Fire Crystal if the Welder's already in your hand, by putting it on top of the deck. Then you can use Oranguru's Primate Wisdom to swap a fire energy in your hand with the desired card. Then you can use Crushing Charge to attach that top deck fire energy to a Pokemon. Then you can Welder, attach more, and draw more. Broken. To knock out tag teams, I only need 5 energy, which is a walk in the park for these snails. The only thing that this deck struggles with are 1 prize attackers that can out-trade it. So in an attempt to cover that weakness, I was playing 2 copies of Island Challenge Amulet, which can either protect Dedennes on my bench or skew the prize trade in my favor should they decide to take out my attacker. This is the list I used for the tournament. There's also a copy of this in the description. Feel free to copy it. I think this is probably the best way of going about playing snails. This deck is by far my favorite deck of the Ultra Prism On format, and I'll be very sad to see it rotate out, so why not a final hurrah with my favorite deck of the format? Seeing as almost all the top tiers were banned, I felt like Magcargo would be able to counter the numerous Tag Team and VMAX decks that could potentially fill up this new meta. The tournament was held on the West Coast, so I stayed up until midnight, ready to check in, glass of wine in hand, said a prayer to Dionysus, and mentally prepared myself for the biggest moment of my life. The bracket was shuffled, and I was paired with my first opponent, Papa Toes. Round 1, I was so nervous. I breathed a bit of a sigh of relief when I saw my opponent was playing Reshizard, as I could easily knock out 2 of those big boys and win the game, but that didn't stop me from playing super slowly and overthinking every move. In the end, I was successfully able to pull off 2 high damage lava flows, knocking out the big Charizards and claiming my first victory. I took a moment to breathe a sigh of relief and vanquish the nerves from my body. I didn't have to wait long until round 2, where I played against Mr. Donut. Now, round 2, my opponent was playing Milotic Frostmoth with Galar Mines to do big damage. Because these Milotics were water type and hit me for weakness, they'd be able to knock out a Magcargo in 1 hit. I still felt like I was going to be able to win, as we would just be trading 2 prize attackers back and forth for 3 turns until there was a winner. I was confident in my ability to win based on 2 factors. 1, I could skew a prize trade on a key turn with an Island Challenge Amulet, provided my opponent wasn't playing Tool Scrapper, and 2, my energy acceleration engine was far more reliable and consistent than my opponent's. Based on these 2 presumptions, I began constructing a game plan in my head as to how I was going to take out these Milotics. An Oranguru and Grimer stared at each other across the line as we built our massive attackers on the bench. It was at this moment that the victory screen showed up and I became incredibly confused. What happened? Our opponent conceded. Oh, he got disconnected. My opponent had disconnected. I couldn't remember what to do in this situation, so I decided to just wait and see what happens. The rules, which I couldn't remember at the time, said that
in the event of a DC, it will be worked out between 2 people. If there's a winner, loss, or replay, work it out. If no players looked at their hand, then restart. If you looked at your hand in DC, there's no way to determine if you got a bad hand and wanted to restart. You have to take the unfortunate loss unless the other player wants to allow for a restart.
Disconnecting really sucks, especially in something that looked like it was shaping up to be a great match, but there's nothing that can really be done. Before I could even consider offering to play again, Mr. Donut had graciously said GG in the Discord and reported as a win for me, so I moved on to round 3. So basically,
I totally won that duel.
Round 3 was intense. I was playing against Huckstress VMAX, a somewhat difficult matchup that I went into somewhat confidently, as I had beaten the deck before. The most crucial thing in this matchup is choosing which Pokemon you're going to knock out to get your 6 prizes. You have to decide pretty early if you're going to commit to knocking out a Huckstress VMAX, or just take the 2-2-2 route of knocking out Boltons and gusting up to Dedenne. This game went on for a while, and just when it looked like I was completely out of resources and I had no way of winning, I decided to gust up a Garbodor and trap my opponent there. And unfortunately, after 2 turns, my opponent was unable to get a switch, which gave me enough time to attach 3 energy onto my active Ninetales and knock out an Eldegoss V for weakness. We attack with Flametail for game. Oh my goodness. That was... I was so sure I was going to lose that game. Wow. Oh my god. Well played. Well played. That was an intense game. Moving on to round 4, this time playing against the Bad Apple, I was pretty confident, especially after seeing what my opponent was playing, which was another Reshizard match. This was a relief after that last close game. I knew it was an easy matchup, so I just stuck to my plan and found the knockouts on my 2 opponents. Attach a lot of energy onto the Snails, knock out the big Charizards. I just stuck to the plan and the Snails pulled through. After these 4 rounds, we made it to the semi-finals. The next round was against Senor Doom, and here it was that Snails found their biggest challenge yet. Squids. Malamar Giratina has always been a tough matchup for Magcargo based on the prize trades alone. Not to mention, should the opponent get out multiple Malamars, they're attaching energy far more efficiently than Welder, and they don't have to worry about running out of Fire Crystals. The game started off strong, and I was playing perfectly, taking KOs on Inkies with Slugmas, but then I got a little too cocky attacking into a spell tag. Who here can spot my mistake? That's right. I placed a 40 HP Ditto on the field the same turn I attacked into a spell-tagged Mon. Embarrassing. I want to say that misplay lost me the match, but really it put me behind just enough to be slowly beat to death by Giratinas. I was defeated by the Squids and knocked out to loser's bracket after my first loss in semifinals, which meant I had a long time to wait before my attempt at redemption. It was here that Gazerbeam, the man running the tournament, decided to troll me a little bit.
Anyway, I was ready. Digimon, can you hear me? Digimon, digital monsters. Apple, you were... Ooh, if you just won that one, Apple. If you had won that one. If you won that Apple, you would have been qualified. Digital, you are out. You got knocked out, but you will not qualify this time. You're in the loser's bracket. Since you lost that high up, you got knocked down all the way in. Jose, you're in. Yes. Digimon, you're out, man. Good try, bro. We have another one on Tuesday. There's one tomorrow morning. I might end up helping out Rhino if he lets me. I want to help Rhino. Please let me help you, Rhino. I'll help you.
I'm out?
Tomorrow morning, there's one Tuesday.
What?
One Wednesday, one Thursday. So, Digital, you're out, bro. You don't qualify, man. Good try. It was... You played some good games, man. But when you couldn't get that other Slugma down, we watched your game against him. You couldn't get the other Slugma down. That set you back a turn, man. So you're out, Digital. You're out, man. Good try, though, bro. Rhino, you messed up the joke. I'm out of here. Rhino.
Why don't I play?
Can't even scare the man for a little bit. Rhino.
That doesn't make sense. Why don't I play in loser's bracket? I don't understand that.
Hey, Digital, you're in, bro. I'm playing with you. You're in. He's really confused. But I only had one. What? Digital, you're in. You qualified, bro. You're going to make top 4, man. You're in. You had me so scared.
Wow, he really trolled me. He really got me. While waiting for loser's bracket to play through, I needed to keep myself calm and focused, so I passed the time waiting by playing Minecraft and brainstorming ways I could possibly beat Malamar. So my strategy is to not put Ditto on turns where where I'm attacking into spell tag. That's 1. 2 is going to be I'm going to knock out Inkies and Jirachis with just Slugmas as best I can. If I attack with Magcargo, I'm going to try, because Magcargo can tank 2 hits, so I'm going to try and force them into, like, KOs. Attacking with Oranguru is smart in a lot of situations, especially if I'm going after an Inky or a Jirachi. The person I was facing in loser's bracket was Luigi 3049-5, the person knocked down to loser's bracket by the same person who beat me, Senor Doom. My heart sunk as I realized what deck he was playing. Squids! As you would expect, I lost this game in a similar fashion to the previous one. The snails just weren't able to keep up, and while the game got down to the wire, the more efficient engine of the attackers was able to come out on top. After this game, I was eliminated, giving me top 4 placement, which means I will be representing Gazer's team in the big tourney next week. The finals was Squids versus Squids, Mally versus Mally, proving Malamar is indeed the strongest deck in a format where the top 5 decks are all banned. That being said, I was still proud of my snails for coming as far as they did, and for giving me these fond memories I will treasure forever, before fading off into the abyss of rotation. So that's it for my tournament report. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, please like, comment, subscribe, help the channel out, and help me make more stuff like this. If you don't already know, I stream on Twitch 5 days a week, so if you're interested in getting a deeper insight into my Galaxy Brain gameplay, or would just like to hang out there and have a good time during isolation, then feel free to stop by. There's a link to my Twitch channel in the description. Also, thank you to Gazerbeam for putting this tournament on. It was a lot of fun to play in, and I hope to play more events like this in the future. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.